I wrote this letter for the day you begin to wonder who we were. To my unborn child, you don't know me yet, but I've been thinking of you for years. You are the echo of my choices, the quiet ones, the loud ones, the ones I never knew would matter. You are the question I'll never stop asking, the future I'll never fully see, the possibility that kept me going when nothing else made sense. This letter is my attempt to meet you halfway between what was and what might be, between the world I inherited and the one I hope you'll create, between the silence I grew up in and the voice I hope you'll find. You were born into a world of noise, a world that moves faster than thought, where people scroll past beauty and forget to look up, where silence is rare and attention is currency, where truth competes with whatever's trending. But it's also a world of wonder. We've mapped the stars, we've decoded the genome, we've built machines that dream, and taught them to speak. We've sent messages to Mars, we've built cities in the sky, we've tried to measure the soul with data, and yet, we still cry at sunsets. We still write poems. We still fall in love with the sound of someone's voice. We still whisper to the moon when no one's listening. We still hope that someone will understand. I feared you'd inherit our blindness, our hunger for more, our habit of forgetting. I feared we'd leave you a planet on fire, a sky without birds, a silence where forests used to be. I feared we'd teach you to measure worth in numbers, to chase applause instead of meaning, to confuse attention with love. I feared we'd pass down our distractions, our addictions, our inability to sit still with the truth. But I also feared something else, that you'd never know how hard we tried. How many of us whispered warnings into the wind? How many planted seeds we'd never see bloom? How many stayed awake just to hold the line a little longer? Because even in our failure, there was love. And even in our silence, there was hope. I hoped you'd be curious, that you'd ask questions even when the answers are uncomfortable, even when they challenge everything you were taught to believe. I hoped you'd be kind, not just to people, but to ideas, to silence, to yourself, to the parts of you that feel too soft, too slow, too different. I hoped you'd find joy in things that don't need charging, like wind, like paper, like the sound of rain on a roof, like the way shadows stretch when the sun begins to set. I hoped you'd forgive us, not because we deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Because carrying our mistakes isn't your burden, and healing from them is your birthright. I leave you stories, some true, some truer than truth. Stories that held us together when facts fell apart. I leave you names of those who dared, who dreamed, who disobeyed, who spoke when silence was safer, who built when nothing was promised. I leave you questions we never answered, and tools we barely understood. Ideas we couldn't finish, maps we never followed. I leave you this letter, a small thing, but it carries everything I am, every hope I whispered, every fear I buried, every trace of love I didn't know how to show. You are not alone. You are not a mistake. You are not the end of the story. You are the next verse, the next breath, the next chance, the continuation of everything we dared to hope for. So, walk gently, build slowly, love wildly, speak truthfully, and rest when you need to. And when you write your own letter, write it in light, write it in laughter, write it in legacy. Write it in a way that someone you'll never meet will still feel seen.